Welcome to Greenland Gamers. This is Jekarasug. We're in Crucible once again, and I'm doing a character intro today for Earl. He is one of the guys we did in the tutorial, but just like Captain Mendoza and Summer, we didn't spend a whole lot of time on him, so I'm doing another character intro, being a little more in depth. So let's go ahead and get into practice here, and we will go ahead and see what we can do.
Let's get this show on the road.
You now have additional health.
Alright, let's check this out here. Alright, his abilities, we've got a passive turbo fire. Firing weapons creates turbo fire, increasing rate of fire. So it sounds like the longer you shoot, the faster his shots go. Is probably what that is. Escape move is Afterburner, rocket forward at high speed. The Q move is Tanking Up, drink a refreshing beverage to immediately restore health. E is Blowback Vents, knock enemies back and block projectiles in immediate area. And the right click is Upshift, fires a burst of explosive rounds and increases turbo fire. So it sounds like this guy is a definite tank. He's the kind of guy that'll take all the damage. People try and take him out instead of other people. Looks like he does have his own healing move, that Q move. E looks like kind of a shielding type thing, whereas the right click and his regular shots seem to be kind of like a Gatling gun type of thing. As far as essence upgrades, we've got Big Rig, increases maximum health by 300. He already has quite a bit of health, so that adds even more. Level 2 is Nothing Wasted, increases amount healed by medkits by 50%, so just making them even harder to kill. Level 3 is Directional Vents, doubles movement speed when using blowback vents, and increases duration from 2.5 to 3 seconds. So it seems like when you're using that E move, the blowback vents, you can't move very much, and this ability doubles that movement speed. Level 4 is Full Throttle, Afterburner, knocks opponents back and stuns them, so that's your escape move. And then level 5, Starball Energy Drink, Tanking Up heals plus 50% and purges negative conditions. So I assume that's like damage over time stuff. If you're bleeding or poisoned or something like that, then it gets rid of that, and it heals you an additional 50% from what it normally does. So definitely a tanky character. Let's go ahead and try him out here. So his weapon has got some definite range, and you can see and hear it speeding up there. The longer you hold it down, the faster it goes. Let's see what we get with this right click. Pew, good move. Big shots. It did seem to get it up to the speed faster. Let's reload. This reload takes a while. Looks like he's got 3 canisters there that he's got to replace all of them, and it takes a while for that. It does do a decent amount of damage. It takes a little while to get to that point, but he does do a bit of damage here. But again, that reload is what great click there, got a few quick shots. Very tanky, tons of life, so if he gets hit, it's not that big of a deal. Let's see what we got here as far as escape move. Okay, so that lasts quite a while. It's got a pretty big cooldown too. And I noticed after hitting the button, it did not take effect right away. The gun's engine, or whatever it was that propelled us along, the jet engine thing, that took a little while to respond. Also, I was trying to hit the button again to maybe cancel it, and it didn't work that way. Let me try a few other things to try and cancel it. So there's Okay, so I hit Q, and that cancelled it. Still has a huge cooldown, though. Let me see. I'll try a few other things here. Oh, it takes forever to wait for this thing. Alright. Even just shooting cancels it. Okay, so it seems like probably anything you try to do besides just hit the escape again will cancel it. So if you try and shoot, try and use one of your other abilities, it'll cancel it. So that's good to know, because that did send him shooting along for quite a while there earlier. So in some cases you'll want to just let it run, especially if you're trying to get away from people. You just let it run and go, go, go. But in other cases you'll want to just do a tactical maneuver of getting to a certain spot and then canceling it once you're there. It's a pretty good combination of the right click and the left click. Right click, doing some initial damage. And then once you get that initial damage in there, it also increases your rate of fire. Okay, let's see what this does.
Get back!
Okay, so the E blocks projectiles, that's what it said in the description. Looks like it does a decent job. It doesn't last very long, though. And it looks like the gun kind of goes up and down on its rate of fire, and that reticle in the middle of the screen there spins faster the faster the rate of fire goes. Looks like it gets smaller too, the faster the rate of fire goes. That right click just basically instantly puts it into the fast rate of fire in the small reticle area. Speed, it slowly goes down, but as long as you, even if you stop shooting, as long as you start shooting again fairly quickly before it winds its way down, all the way down, it doesn't take anywhere near as long to get up to the other speed. This is one thing I tried in the tutorial, but let me just make sure here. If I go up with my escape move, does it actually go up at all? Okay, it does. It has much more limited range going up than it does going forward. Forward, you get shot clear across the map, basically. But going up, it seems to still work, just not as well.
You can now move quicker when using blowback vents.
Let's see here.
No, sir! Stay rack!
Okay, so yeah, it does let you move a little bit more quickly that way. Let's see. Level 5 is when my Q move actually heals afflictions. Right now I've just got the healing option where the med pack actually does more healing. Does 50% more healing. Q seems to be, I don't know, a minor healing move. It doesn't do anywhere near as much as a med pack. It's got a pretty high cooldown, but in a pinch it'll help you out, and then once you get to level 5 it removes negative conditions, so that should be really helpful. Got an angle here. Yeah, the closer to straight you go, the faster you go. Closer to up you go, the slower you go.
Alley-oop.
Looks like you can actually start shooting during your reload as long as you've got one of those 3 bars on the right side of your reticle full. So you don't have to wait for the full reloads. That's helpful. But you also don't have your full magazine. You don't have all the shots that you want. If you do that, you've only got whatever bars on the right were filled. Sounds interesting. You can actually blast across chasms if you just angle up a little bit.
Yeah!
Your afterburner now knocks opponents back and stuns them.
Alright, this I gotta try. It said that with this level, my afterburner, my escape move, knocks people back, or knocks enemies back and stuns them. So let's go over here and just try it on these guys. I didn't notice any stun. This may be one of those things where it works in PvP, but not on the enemies, like the environmental enemies. There seems to be a lot of that kind of stuff in this game. Okay, and by the way, you can manually reload. Just did that.
Hang on!
Try and collect a bunch of essence right now because I want to see what it looks like when that Q move removes the afflictions or conditions. Right click has a bit too much of a cooldown for my taste. It's not terrible. Not anywhere near as bad as the Q move or the escape move, but still a little too long for what I like. His reload does take forever, but thankfully you can reload partway and then start shooting if you are in that kind of a situation. It does have a lot of ammo. It takes a while to empty his gun, even though he's shooting all sorts of bullets.
Yeah!
He's very tanky. So getting hit by these things does if he has. Looks like the right click doesn't actually use up any ammo. Just your regular shots.
Taking up now purges negative conditions and heals more.
Excuse me.
See, I can move actually quite a bit now with that one from earlier. That upgrade that allows me to move during my projectile blocker. Let's see, let's get us hit here. Oh yeah, I got rid of that real quick. But that's still got a huge cooldown on that Q move. But yeah, it definitely does work against any conditions, negative conditions. Let's see, one, alright, we're back. Check it out again. Boom, got hit. I'm bleeding out. Got rid of that and added more life. So, definitely level 5 is where you want to be if you want to be able to heal and actually live well. Definitely a big boost to staying alive. But anyways, this guy is definitely a tank. He's not that fast of a mover, though he's not the slowest I've ever seen either. But he's definitely meant to sit in the middle of a fight, take all the damage, and deal out a bunch of damage too. His individual shots don't do a whole lot of damage, but he shoots them so much and so fast that overall he does quite a decent amount of damage. His projectile blocker, it's of such short duration, I'm not sure how useful it will be. Guess that's something we'll see later on in actual gameplay. But as of right now, I'm not real impressed with it. The Q move doesn't do a whole lot of healing, but the big thing is once you get to level 5, it gets rid of negative conditions, like damage over time stuff. His escape move is pretty decent. It does take a little while from the time you click the button to the time it actually goes off, but not an extreme amount of time. But basically, you should be able to get out of pretty much any bad situation fairly quickly. It does have a long time that it lasts, and it pushes you quite a ways across the map. You can also use it going vertically, though it's much less effective that way. You don't go nearly as high as you do go far if you were pointing it across the map instead of above it. But still useful in some situations to get up above stuff. If there's a ledge that's not too high up above you, you can probably make it. But yeah, overall, major tank, quite a bit of damage, but yeah, slow, and doesn't have any shielding to speak of, but, well, except for that projectile shielding, I guess, with his one move. But overall, you know, lots of life and stuff, so still a tank. So anyways, I'm not much of a tank player, so not one of my favorites, but for a tank, he's not bad. And he does do all that damage, so that's, you know, plus side. So, let me know what you think in the comments. Go ahead and subscribe to Greenland Gamers, and you have a nice day.